Hey everyone, this is Dylan, and today I'm going to be doing a VHS haul for you guys. So, I've gotten quite a few VHSs that I need to put in this video. I have kind of put off making VHS videos for a while, so this is the first time I've filmed one in a long time. Now, I haven't been getting VHSs as much as I usually do, or what I used to do. It's more, I don't know, I've decided that I'm only going to get VHSs if there's stuff that I really want. So now to get things started, and like I said, some of these I haven't been getting as many, and some of them are decently old. So the first one I have is From Hell. So this is Johnny Depp and Heather Graham, and this is a kind of a movie about the Jack the Ripper. So I figured I'd pick that up and give it a watch. I've never seen it before, and I think that it looks pretty interesting, and the story of Jack the Ripper is interesting in general. And then I got this because I don't see it very often, and I think it was on Netflix, but then I think they got rid of it. And I haven't seen it on DVD in a long time, but I haven't really been necessarily looking for it. But this is Kangaroo Jack. Now I remember when this came out, it came out in 2003, and it was like the biggest thing because I want to say that it was like it's a talking, I don't know. I just remember that it was a pretty funny movie from when I was a little kid, or when I was younger, so I'm not sure how well it'll hold up, but I do want to give it a shot again. And then next up, we have this, which I bought it because I was like, you know what? I know I have one, but I don't think it's the same one, and it turned out that it was. So this is a duplicate VHS of one that I already have. But this is the Crocodile Hunters, The Most Dangerous Adventures. So this is Steve Irwin from the Animal Planet, and I have not watched Steve Irwin in a long time, but I did watch a interview with his son Robert Irwin and Jimmy Fallon, and they were saying, or he was saying that they are about to get a new show on Animal Planet. So I think that'll be interesting, and hopefully that'll be good for Animal Planet, because Animal Planet has kind of went way down since I was younger. I used to watch it every morning. They used to have all kinds of interesting shows and stuff, and now they have like a treehouse show, which doesn't really make much sense to me. Alright, so then next up, this one I have not watched either, but it looked interesting. And I feel like I've heard about it, but just never really seen it. But this is called Death Becomes Her. So this has Meryl Streep, Bruce Willis, and Goldie Hawn in it. So I think that it seems interesting. I mean, there's a lot of star power there. On the front it says, in one small bottle, the fountain of youth, the secret of eternal life, the power of an ancient potion. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So I don't know what that is. And right there is Meryl Streep with her head like flipped backwards. So that's interesting. I'll definitely give it a shot at some point. And then this one was one of those ones that I was like searching for something, because at the Goodwill that I go to, it's 5 for $1. So I had 4, and then I was like, you know what? I need 5, and then I was like, this kind of looks interesting. So this is called Rat Race. So I'd never heard of it before, but I mean, it has a lot of people. It has Rowan Atkinson, John Cleese, Whoopi Goldberg, Cuba Gooding Jr., Seth Green, and Amy Smart, including some other people. An all-star comedy cast brings laughs from start to finish when a casino tycoon gives 6 money-crazed contestants the chance to win $2 million in a race from Las Vegas to New Mexico. Who will win? The stash for cash is anybody's guess, but one thing is for sure, it's going to be a hilarious ride. So I thought that looked interesting, and there's a lot of funny people on here, so I figured I would pick it up and give it a shot, and I think that it will hopefully be good, but I don't know, I haven't heard anything about it, so I'm not quite sure. And then this one, I've watched, I don't even know if I watched all of it, but I picked it up because it's got at least two actors in it that I really enjoy. So this is October Sky. So it's got Jake Gyllenhaal, which I really enjoy his work, and then it also has Laura Dern, and I enjoy the work that she does. And from what I remember, this is about Jake Gyllenhaal's character being doing something, and he built a rocket with his friends, and Laura Dern is the teacher. So that's pretty cool, and I look forward to watching that. Now, this one was one that I saw it and I immediately knew that I had to get it. And this is Stephen King's Night Flyer. So, I know that the DVD of this is out of print, and obviously this is out of print since it's VHS, but I've never seen it, and I'm hoping that maybe at some point it'll go on Blu-ray and I'll be able to pick that up, but until then I have this, so I figured for 20 cents that's not a bad deal at all, and I definitely look forward to watching that. That's a very interesting looking creature. And then we also have this one, which is actually pretty interesting, and I figured I would definitely want to give it a shot. And this is Making a Michael Jackson's Thriller. It says it includes Michael Jackson's Thriller, a short film directed by John Landis. And on the back it says that it features the ultimate music movie, Michael Jackson's 14-minute production of Thriller, Michael Jackson's Emmy-nominated performance of Billie Jean from the Motown 25 special, blurbs of the acclaimed Michael Jackson's music video Beat It, excerpts of a never-before-released Michael Jackson video from his acclaimed Can You Feel It, a behind-the-scenes look at Michael Jackson, director John Landis, Academy Award-winning makeup artist Rick Baker, and the rest of the all-star team who created Thriller on location, and much, much more. So this is interesting. I mean, who doesn't know Michael Jackson's Thriller? And I figured it would be probably a pretty interesting movie to watch. Yeah, it's 60 minutes long, so it's about an hour. And it looks like there's actually more than just stuff about Thriller in there, so that's kind of cool. Michael Jackson was definitely a great artist, and I didn't really get into Michael Jackson until he died. And then once he died, I kind of started to discover his stuff and ended up actually really enjoying his work. And then next up, I found this one. I found Night Flyer, and I was like, alright, this one was the one that kind of sold me into buying. Well, I knew I was going to get Night Flyer for sure, but then this was another one that I really wanted to pick up as well, which I have not seen this one, which I know a lot of people are going to be like, what the heck, have you never seen it? I have seen the first one, and I've seen the fourth one. I've seen both remakes, a reboot, and this is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And I just don't know how I've never watched this. People say that this is a pretty good one because there's the original 4, and most people tend to just like the first 2, and then there is the remake and the sequel to the remake, and I'm pretty sure people liked the remake. I liked it. I thought it was interesting, and then people don't like the prequel to the remake. And then there was the Texas Chainsaw, which is pretty, I don't know, I liked it. There were some issues with the storyline, but overall I thought that it was a nice adaptation of the character, and it was pretty good. And then we also now have Leatherface. So I look forward to watching this and see how this compares to the ones that I've already watched. And then I also went to Goodwill today, and so this is a hilarious story. I walked over there to the media section, and there was a guy standing there, and I guess he had a couple of VHSs in his hand, and while I was walking over there, he was kind of standing in front of it, so I couldn't take a look. Couldn't go grab anything because he was kind of in the way. And I saw on the very top of the shelf, there was a movie called In the Mouth of Madness, and I was like, I've got to get that. And I was like, and then I looked underneath it, and there was ginger snaps, and I'm spoiling a couple of the ones that I've already got. And I was like, crap, this guy needs to move fast. So then he picks up In the Mouth of Madness, and I was like, put it down, put it down, put it down. And then he keeps it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And then he also picks up ginger snaps, and I'm like, no, don't do this. And then he ends up putting it down, and I was like, thank God he at least put that one down. So then I picked up all the ones that I looked through them real fast and picked the ones that I wanted to make sure nobody else picked anything else. And then I kind of walked around and kind of creepily followed the guy because I was hoping that he might decide not to buy anything. So unfortunately he didn't, so I didn't get In the Mouth of Madness, but this was one of the ones that I saw, and I had first thought it was a different movie, but this is called The Convent. At first I had thought it was The Covenant, which is also a horror movie, and this says prayers will get you nowhere. So this came out in, I want to say 2001. And it looks kind of interesting. There's some interesting characters. I doubt that you'll be able to make this character out very well, but it just looks really interesting. And basically, it's about this boarding school for girls, and something happens, and then 40 years later, the school is shut down and the building's condemned, so a bunch of college kids break in and chaos ensues. So I thought that sounded interesting, and I figured I'd definitely give it a shot. And then I also, I alluded to this one earlier, but I was able to pick up Ginger Snaps, which I have not seen. I'm pretty sure I haven't seen this. But I do enjoy the werewolf genre. I like werewolves, so I think that I'll probably really like this. I actually have Ginger Snaps 2 on DVD. I want to say that Scream Factory put out this Ginger Snaps, but I could be mistaken. But for 20 cents, I figured I would pick it up and give it a watch, and hopefully if I like it, then I will be able to go and buy the Scream Factory release. Then this is another one, and this is The Core. So this has quite a few people in it that are interesting. It's got Aaron Eckhart and Hilary Swank and Bruce Greenwood, Richard Jenkins, Stanley Tucci, and pretty much, I mean, I've heard of this, but I haven't actually watched it. But I'm pretty sure it's these people who are trying to get down to the core of the earth, obviously. But this is a really cool looking picture or cover, so I look forward to giving that a shot. Then I saw this one, and this was one of the first ones that I saw, and it was luckily in an area where this guy wasn't standing, so I could snag it up real fast. like a former, probably Blockbuster or something. It's probably not Blockbuster, but it's a former rental place. But this is Night of the Demons 2, which I have not watched Night of the Demons 1, but this cover looks pretty interesting, and I figured I could probably give it a watch. Hopefully there is not too much continuity or whatever, that if I watch this one I will completely miss what it's about. And then last but not least, I have 2 clamshells, because I feel like I've watched this before, but I also feel like I haven't. But this is My Date with the President's Daughter. And this has, I believe this guy right here is from Boy Meets World. I think he is the older brother, but I could be mistaken. But I thought that it was an interesting Disney Channel or Disney movie, and that I would definitely give it a shot, because I think there were, weirdly enough, there were a few movies probably around the same time that came out about dating the president's daughter, because I think there was one with Katie Holmes in it. And then last but not least, I picked this one up. I like the character and I figured I would give it a shot. But this is Batman and Mr. Freeze Sub-Zero. So I know from literally, I don't think I've actually watched any, but from what a lot of people say, DC animated movies are like really good, so I hope to get into them at some point. I need to like go through and figure out, because I don't know if this was actually like a movie or if it was part of the Batman TV show or anything like that. This came out in 1998, so I'm not quite sure. But I look forward to giving it a watch. So that is it for this VHS haul. And this, let me know what you think about what I picked up, if there's anything you like, anything that you don't like, and all of that jazz. And I hope that you guys have a good new year, even though probably by the time I post this it'll be like a month into the new year or something like that. But I hope that you guys enjoy it, and thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Bye.